A high school graduate from Connecticut says that she can't read or write. So now she's suing the school district that she says failed her. Alicia Ortiz is taking legal action against the city of Hartford, the Board of Education, and one of her special education teachers. The 19-year-old moved from Puerto Rico to Connecticut in elementary school, and she says that she struggled with a speech impediment, dyslexia, ADHD, and initially a language barrier. Ortiz says that her learning disabilities were not properly addressed, and she says that she's now put in the work, dedicating most of her free time to school, listening back to be able to listen to those audio recordings of her classes, and using talk-to-text applications to complete assignments and eventually graduate. Well, still, Ortiz remains illiterate and struggles to spell her own name.
Every first day of school, I will tell the teacher, hey, I cannot read and write, so please be patient with me. So everyone knows. I cry knowing that the people who has big titles know that this is happening, and no one has stepped up to do something about it.
Ortiz claims that she was belittled and humiliated by one special education teacher in particular. And school officials say they can't comment on ongoing litigation, but Ortiz right now is seeking an undisclosed amount in damages. Let's bring in Chief Legal Analyst Clay Rhodes to this conversation. It's interesting just to point out in this case here, she graduated from school and she's saying that she's illiterate. So since public schools reserve and they receive government funding, can they be immune for these types of lawsuits?
Well, typically, yes, a school, it has some type of protection. They have some types of immunity. But yes, you can file a lawsuit against a school district. That happens a number of times. I've participated in lawsuits against school districts by employees, cases with students against an employee, against the school district are a little bit complicated, but they can happen. I mean, it really just depends on the type of claim that you're bringing. I mean, if it's a negligence claim, like in this case, I mean, it's clear. If the school knew or should have known about the danger, if they failed to maintain safe premises, you know, when kids get hurt at school, if a teacher acts outside of the course of their employment, there are multiple avenues and ways that you can file a complaint and be successful in a claim against a school district. But in this case, you talk about her graduating. She goes to the University of Connecticut right now. Right. She graduated with a high GPA. But I looked at and listened to and read a number of stories about this young lady. And I mean, I have to commend her for attempting to overcome her struggles and hurdles. For her to even be successful and graduate, she had to do a number of things. She used a phone to record the screen of the book, and then it would play it back to her because she couldn't read it. And then she would be able to answer the questions based off of being able to hear it. And then she'd use ChatGPT to create it and put it in a format that she wanted to. And then if she thought it didn't sound right, she'd rewrite it and have them rewrite it by speech to text. And so the effort that she put in to be able to graduate, but when you look at her complaint, she says, well, I told them I couldn't read. They'd have me go in the corner and just draw flowers. I talked to this person and she humiliated me in front of my classroom, so I cried day after day. This isn't her first lawsuit either. She sued them before, and now she's suing them again because the first time she didn't want money.
But there's some things that just don't add up, and I know you know this better than I do in terms of this case, but she now is in college. She had to apply to go to college. So how did you fill out your application if you don't know how to read and write? It's like these kinds of things that come up. And then in terms of her being humiliated, I'm wondering, in a case, are you putting yourself in that situation? I mean, it's not to be able to knock you wanting to be successful, but you're now putting yourself in these hurdles. Do you think she has a case? No,
I mean, 100%. I think this case is excellent, and there's precedent behind it. There's a kid in Tennessee that did the exact same thing. Graduated with 3.4, went on to go to attempt to become in the military, and you need a 31 on the test. He scored a 7. They looked at the notes during discovery to show his reading ability, and he had an IEP in that place, an educational improvement plan. And during that process, they were going back and forth saying, this guy can't read. In her situation, yes, I think she has a number of things in place that her case will be extremely successful.
It is such a fascinating case.
Wish we had more time.
I wish we did, because it's good, though, that you said that we had precedent, though, because that's one of the things I was going to ask you. Is there another case like this? Clay Rhodes, we appreciate your insight, as always.